Well, it's almost 2012, and despite the fact that housing prices have gone down over the past several months in China, you still see a lot of new construction, and seems no end to it. It just keeps going on and on and on. New properties being developed, gentrification where you had old housing or underdevelopment now leading way to mass development. And part of the reason why is because it's job security, and construction business has been good. So what you see more and more mass construction. You've got a lot of people here that need jobs. So what does the government do? They tell provinces, municipalities to build, keep people employed, just keep building, and that's what they've done. And so you have now a surplus of housing. Some of it is subsidized, some of the housing is for lower income. Think of it as being like rent control in places like Manhattan, where you've got a lower price for a house to get people in it. It's better than having ghost cities like they have in the west of China, where nobody is living in these new developments. So basically a way for the rural Chinese to get into the urban environment and continue the progression of the Chinese society in the 21st century. Okay, here's one example. This is a flyer among the many flyers that are passed out when you're on the street, and it says you've got 8,800 yuan per square meter. That's unheard of. It was unheard of a couple of years ago for this area. Remember I said that a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, that I was walking around getting quotes for prices initially and trying to figure out what the housing market was here, and they were going for as high as 20,000 per square meter in the better neighborhoods. So really trying to promote the new housing developments, because a lot of them are empty, and this is just not uncommon. There's a little bit more of the flyer there. Shows you the location, shows you the setup. Not a terribly big unit. This one advertised for 84.87 square meters. That is not a big house by any stretch, but it's really caused a little bit of social disruption here. There's a link in the bottom here that you can click on where a bunch of Chinese property owners, they blew up. They set the office for the housing development on fire because housing prices are dipping, and they bought theirs at the top of the market. So they are not happy at all. They can't sell because they'll lose their shirt. So you're going to see more of that. You're going to see people that are going to be holding the bag, so to speak, whether they're big-time developers or they're just families that have one or maybe multiple homes within the family. That's how they do it, because the government put down clamps on owning more than one property. So what they do is they go through family members, and they're all using the same pool of cash, but they're basically trying to speculate on a smaller level than the big developers. But yeah, so you've got Chinese blowing up housing development property offices, and you're going to see more wild stuff like that, especially in the west of China, where the construction and the urban development projects haven't exactly gone as planned, because, well, they were poorly planned to begin with. This is kind of like not an exact science, because New China is, they have nothing else to really compare it to. They have an entire history of a peasant class society, and now they're just experimenting and kind of playing jazz with what will happen next. So it should be interesting, to say the least.